Welcome to Cura. This is called a slicer software. This turns a brick of plastic called an STL file, which if you started printing an STL file, it just wouldn't work. The printer doesn't know how to read an STL file. The printer knows how to read G-code files. This turns an STL file into a G-code file. A G-code file, imagine it like a cake. It's layer upon layer built up to make the main sculpture, which ends up being your 3D print. Now, there's multiple settings in Cura. First one is quality. Quality, it starts, the basic, most used quality is 0.2 millimeters layer height. This is how thick each individual layer is. And the thicker the layer, the less detailed the print is. The thinner the layer, the more detailed the print is. But the thicker the layer is, the slower the print is. The next setting is show. This is how thick the walls and the top and the bottom of the print are. Look here to see what settings I normally use. The next setting is infill. This is the cubic thing in the middle of the print that looks like honeycomb. So right here is the triangular parts in the center of this print. There's multiple settings and multiple different infill patterns. You can do zigzag, cross, all of these. But gyroid has actually picked up some popularity recently because of its strength to plastic use ratio. Material settings, which you use to say how hot you want your nozzle, and retraction. Retraction is used to reduce bubbling on the outside of prints and to reduce stringing. Stringing is light wisps of filament coming out whenever the nozzle is jumping from point A to point B. Speed settings are pretty self-explanatory, so I won't spend much time on them, but 75 millimeters a second is a pretty good top speed, but if you're trying to get more detailed prints, you're going to want lower print speed. Around 40 to 50 is what I'd use for a more detailed print. Combing mode is used to get rid of some stringing and assist with other like the bubbling I was talking about a moment ago, where globs of plastic end up on the outside of the print. Cooling, it should always be at 100% for PLA. I'd use cooling at about 50% for ABS, and I'd use cooling for about 35 to 40% on PTG. Build plate adhesion, that's what this large ring of plastic on the outside of the print at the bottom here is. Use rafts for small prints that you're worried about falling off the bed, or tall prints that you're worried about falling off the bed. And you can use hot glue stick or hairspray or other forms of glue to make your print stick to the bed better. You can also use brims, which are smaller versions of rafts, and skirts, which are just a waste of plastic. And since I know not a single one of you guys actually pay attention to the video, you can come to budgetbasementreligion.com, join the Discord server, email me, or I might make a subreddit to ask me questions. See you later.